All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm Awakened Saint. I'll read the scripture, get us started. Isaiah 11:6. The lion shall lie down with the lamb, and the bear shall eat grass like the ox, and the child shall play on the hole of the asp, and nothing shall hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. Today's title is AI Quantum Computers of War, hosted by myself, Awakened Saint, Mike, on YouTube and Rumble. Honestly, I'm getting tired of YouTube booting me and all this other stuff. So I'm going to I'm going to simulcast on YouTube and Rumble. The link is in the description for Rumble. If this stops, I may not catch it if YouTube kicks us off, but Rumble will continue, and we're just going to go for it. Every live stream from now on, I'm going to go until they kick me off. That's my goal, because they're not playing fair, and that's all that needs to be said about that. So trying to clear my throat there. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, I have a couple things I'm going to revisit. And unfortunately, it must be revisited. The greatest deception within our community, the final experiment. So I'm going to revisit that. I'm going to talk about red mercury. I don't know if any of you have heard of what red mercury is. I'm going to talk about nuclear test footage being faked. Now, and I'm going to give you my opinion on nuclear weapons. And I'm going to show you, we'll do a brief break before we go into the AI stuff. And Jake GTV Truth has come up with a really good news skit. So I'm going to share that with you. And then we're talking about some AI stuff and what 6G is. Do you guys know what 6G is? Well, we talked about 5G and all this, like 5G is going to kill all of us. Well, have you heard of what 6G is? And then I'm gonna revisit gibberlink language. I was talking to Ernie, Harvester of the Harvest, not too long ago, and he said it sounds like that's just English sped up. So I took that recording and I slowed it down, and it's not English, but it is actual words, and they're how do I describe it? They're words in stereo. It's like 4 words said at once. It's very fast language. It's faster than binary language is actually what it is. So I'll revisit that so we can kind of talk about that a little bit. But first, without further ado, we will nukes aren't real. Yeah, well, we're going to get to that. Just jumping ahead. We're going to talk about this first. We're going to talk about these great guys. These guys here. So we have to talk about them. So I don't know if you guys know who the fittest flat earther is, but I was trying to go live with him, and from a guy like him on the outside looking in, I've had Karen B on this channel. I've had David Rice on this channel. I obviously have had Snowman, David Beverly on this channel, and it looks like from a guy on the outside looking in, it looks like I'm in on it, right? Let's see. Ernie said it actually sounded like human voices sped up. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We'll get to that, Ernie. But we're gonna talk about this real quick. So I'm gonna show a video cut by the fattest flat earther, so you can see his opinion on the final experiment. And I'm not going to promise you that I'm not going to bring it up again, because this guy, this deception of the final experiment runs deep and it's well funded. And I'm a truth channel, and these guys are obviously in our community running amok and causing chaos and deception inside of our group. Obviously, all those mentioned, they're all in on it. But I'm not in on it, so let me show you this video, and then we'll get into red mercury and those other topics. It sounds like Ernie and somebody else, and there's like, let's see, Bill's with the nukes. I'm going to tell you, I'll give you my opinion on nukes. Bill, if you're still around, then maybe we can chat back and forth in the chat room and see how you came up with that. Submarines are fake. Submarines are not fake. Okay. All right. Calm down. All right. Let me show you this.
The truth, it took me 10 freaking years. The way that I looked at it is the South had to be a lie. If the Earth is flat, the South can't be inverse or the opposite of the North. That's what a sphere does. For 10 years, I've been teaching flat Earth under the assumption or the prerequisite that the South was a lie. Okay, let me go down there. Let me take a look at the sky down there. Let me look at the South Celestial Pole, see if it actually moves. Just all kinds of questions I had. So I went and then saw that the South is exactly as described. I had pretty much no choice but to come back and say that we were wrong, because if the South isn't expanding plane like you expect it to be, if there is a South Pole, if there is a South Celestial Pole, sun setting right to left for people in the South rather than we see it in the North go left to right, pretty cut and dry. The Earth is a sphere. No longer have any doubts.
Are you really still deceived by these deceivers? Let's see if I can help you out a little bit.
I love this video because it looks like animation, like something that somebody made, but it's actually real footage from the space shuttle, just sped up just a little bit. This looks like animation, and I'm very proud to know that it's actually real film. It's not a video game. People are living there. I know this looks like animation, but it's actually really real. I love this video because it looks like animation. It doesn't look real, but it is.
See if this from Austin Whitsitt seems familiar to you, almost like they're trained in the same school of deception.
I know this may be hard to believe, okay? You guys give me feedback, make sure you can hear me. We are in Antarctica, I can assure you. These are the mountains in Antarctica. Guess what? These are also mountains in Antarctica. These are all mountains in Antarctica.
So there's the space station. I love that this is not animation. This is film taken by a shuttle of the space station. And so this is real. It's not animation.
I can assure you this is where we are. We are clearly in Antarctica. Clearly in Antarctica. Clearly in Antarctica. Because after a couple hours, we began to be over that continent.
I just want to talk about the video that everyone's freaking out that Will Duffy made, showing signs of using a green screen. Everyone's saying they're not in Antarctica. They're clearly in Antarctica. They're clearly in Antarctica. They're clearly in Antarctica. So we got fittest flat earther who's called me out for being a shill because, in my hands when I was saying, it's a Knickerbocker thing and I went like this, right? And that therefore I'm a Mason because I did that. He wants to ask me about my Freemason pose when we took the picture with Rob Skiba, Bob Nodal, Jaron, Mark Sargent, Karen B. We're all at this conference.
This one right here, where they're all doing it, in literally the sign for a Master Mason is that exact thing. Oh, and I'll show you what Jaron has to say in a minute.
We're all at this conference. We're taking the first group photo ever of the big flat earthers, right? All the big channels. And we're all there. And when someone goes, we need to come up with a hand signal to represent flat earth. Guys, real quick, you know nothing about Freemasonry. What hand signal would you do to represent flat earth? Would you go like this? No, you'd go like that. Okay, and we all did that. Everyone's like almost all of us did it. We're like, yeah, that's it. And we took a picture like that. We took a picture like that, right? And so that to a fittest flat earther is proof that I'm a Mason, right? Some people are retarded.
No, Dave, that's not proof. That's just one piece of the puzzle of literally dozens upon dozens of pieces of evidence that point to that exact fact. And when I find Rob Skiba alive and well, who supposedly died of COVID, it will confirm everything I'm saying. Just give me about a week. And if you know me, you know I'll find him. Oh, and notice he got angry and called me the R word. You know who does that? Narcissistic liars that get caught. They turn to anger and name calling.
But then I would sound like, Tyler saying that, I'm good friends with Alex Jones and I pretend I didn't know him when I met him for the first time. So I don't want to say that, but to not think that everyone in that place was in on it is naive.
I watched Dave with my very own eyes pretend to not know Alex Jones in this episode of InfoWars after he had already been on this episode of InfoWars. And did you hear what Dave said? It's naive to think that everyone there wasn't in on it. that would be referring to Jaron and Austin as well. He was literally talking about everyone at Antarctica.
Hold on a second. Casey Lear is saying that I'm flip-flopping. I said trust our best flat earth guys, and now I'm saying they're questionable.
I was literally watching this live with Dave on it and in the chat, and he verbatim said, like I just showed, if anyone was there, they were in on it. And then he's saying, trust our best flat earth guys, meaning Jaron, meaning Austin. So which is it, Dave? Trust them or they're in on it?
Everyone's saying they're not in Antarctica. They're clearly in Antarctica.
Damn it. We are clearly in Antarctica. Clearly in Antarctica. Clearly in Antarctica.
And so this is real. It's not animation. Now, this looks like animation, and I'm very proud to know that it's actually real film. It's not a video game.
They're clearly in Antarctica.
You know, I'm sitting right here telling you that it's real. And so if all of a sudden I'm an actor, I'm a shill, whatever, you're just ridiculous. We are clearly in Antarctica.
Are you sure about that, Austin? Because you sure seem to want to say it a lot. Are you sure?
Breaking news. In less than 24 hours, technicians have been able to identify the technology used to fake the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Amazon Studios has developed a state-of-the-art virtual production facility known as Stage 15, located in Culver City, California. This advanced soundstage features an impressive LED volume wall, a massive curved LED screen measuring 80 feet in diameter and 26 feet in height. The LED wall comprises approximately 3,000 LED panels and is equipped with Hun motion capture cameras, enabling dynamic and immersive backgrounds for film and television production. This studio can be transported and set up at any location around the world. Since there's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica, the only manner pastor Will Duffy had to fake a 24-hour sun was to take advantage of Amazon and Disney movie-making capacity. A combination of movie studio and a real trip to Antarctica and Hollywood editing process will make this fraud almost impossible to be detected, spread the world far and wide.
And just to put a little bow on this gift I'm giving to all of you to gain this discernment from these deceivers is, look, Austin even had Wi-Fi. You want to see how easy it would be to prove they were in Antarctica? Austin was live streaming. All he literally had to do was open up his map and show his little blue dot right in Antarctica, right where they were supposed to be. Questions done. No one could even question that. But did he do that? Of course not.
David Weiss, Hibbler himself, and Jaron specifically here, and their disdain for Jesus Christ. Make no mistake about it. They are all antichrist at work here, presenting themselves as truthers. Let's take a look.
I don't believe in Christianity. Jesus Christ can suck my dick.
When the book of the law is studied, it can be seen to be a set of ciphers and riddles meant to conceal the lost words of the Temple of Solomon, which Crowley claimed to have discovered while researching the Zohar and Freemasonry. So in my mind, anyone who dismisses reading any of his work is not really looking for the truth.
So you just heard there from Jaron himself those very blasphemous statements about Jesus Christ, but he praises Crowley. Unbelievable. People can't see through Jaron. They never will. Let's take a listen to David Weiss with his garbage moral lands map. Unproven, just made up nonsense, and obviously non-biblical. Let's take a listen here what David Weiss has to say about Jesus Christ.
The story of Jesus and many other religious figures have the exact same story. They were born on the same day. You know, they died and they were reborn 3 days later, which is
I have to interject here, and I apologize for you guys hearing the Jaronism recording, but I actually have one where he says F Jesus Christ as well. And without me letting you guys actually hear the shock of who these people are, you're not going to get to the point. You know what I mean? I understood, Dean, that you're saying a moon as well, but I was just trying to focus on what these guys did. And this whole thing, is a lie from the get-go. Like you have Flat Earth Dave here saying that Jesus Christ has the same story as all the other gods. He does not. We've been lied to about when he was born. He was born September 11th. I've showed you guys that. He was not born December 25th. December 25th is a pagan day. All these other false gods linked themselves to a pagan day, and then they linked our Son of God to a pagan day. He wasn't born September 25th. He did walk on water, by the way, and he is the Son of God, and he is the Savior of all creation. I have to continue. I have to interrupt Dave because it's so annoying.
Story of the sun hitting the solstice and then coming back. Jesus walked on water. Well, if you go down to the ocean and watch the sunset, the sun walks on the water right to your feet. And if you, Sophia, are standing, 100 yards or a mile down the beach, the sun walks on water right to you. So there is your personal relationship with the sun, the S-O-N, the S-U-N. There's so many things that they say about Jesus. Jesus was the light of the world, the giver of life. There's so many things that you can relate to the sun. And then when I was talking with Jaron, he's the one that pointed out to me that the new sun is born in the north.
Whole point is you see Jaron, David Weiss on the same page. Basically, David Weiss is stating how Jesus Christ is basically made up. Here again is David Weiss with Hibbler. Now let's take a listen to what Hibbler has to say about Jesus Christ. You're going to see that all these individuals are on the same page with the Satanists that run this world. They want you to believe that Jesus Christ does not exist. And that is the lie, the biggest lie of the world, along with hiding God's creation of this flat dome world we live on. And these people are nothing more than sellouts, playing the role and flipping the script when called upon. Let's take a listen to what Hibbler has to say right here regarding Jesus Christ.
Religion. So they had organized religion stuff with different, this one has this God, this one has this God, this one has a guy that walked on water apparently.
Walked on water apparently. Obviously talking about Jesus Christ, mocking Jesus Christ. And like I said, these are all deceivers working for the other side. And as many know, I've been calling out these fake flat earthers for the longest time. And people are coming to the same conclusion that I came to long ago regarding these individuals. Can't be more clear. I can't make it more clear. And in their own words and with the signs and symbols.
And none of this was for entertainment purposes.
We got David. Oh, I know David Beverly. Jesus, music freak, Jesus freak or something. What's it called?
I have been sitting here for a while.
My bad.
It's been an interesting conversation, man.
Okay, it's fun.
One of the things I like about you, Jaron, is your demeanor.
Thank you.
Your delivery. Seriously. If you know anything about me, I think that it's pointless to argue and fight.
Good.
No one wins in a fight.
Correct.
No one. Having a comeuppance on someone, thinking that you look better because you put them down is absurd, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope that you do more of these live like this. I kind of hope I would have been able to get in a little earlier, because you
believe in Christianity. Jesus Christ can suck my dick.
All right. So once again, apologize, but I have to show you, how awesome Jaron's demeanor is and whatnot. And that's literally that recording. He said that same day. And see, how old is the clip? I guess you're asking Dean. Dean, are you asking how old was the entire clip? I'm not sure what you're asking. Actually, that just it is blasphemous, but I have to report it. I apologize. I have other stuff to show that I'm just going to verbally go by, because you see, if I don't just show you things and you don't get the shock of hearing it yourself, you think you guys think I'm crazy for being angry about it. You know, like, well, oh, why is Mike going out of nowhere and being angry? Well, that's because of this stuff. This stuff I just showed you. Exactly it. And you have Snowman calling in on Jeranism and then saying he loves his demeanor and everything. And then later on, he says that about Jesus, right? I mean, Snowman didn't say that, but Jeranism did. You know, this isn't all this stuff is real, guys. The thing is, you have to understand prophecy's playing out, and this is actually real. God is actually watching us. Jesus really did come here. He really did die for your sins. All of it's playing out. And if you're giving into this world and selling out, that's not good. It's not good at all. Not good. So we will move on to the next topic, but all this stuff is sort of interrelated, believe it or not. I'm trying to stay in the chat room, and I got 2 chat rooms going at once. I don't want to ignore my Rumble people. Let's see. I'm just going to Rumble real quick and catch the latest question. Is Dave saying they went to Antarctica? Absolutely, Royal R. He's saying they went. Yes, 100%. I played that a couple weeks ago. I showed you guys that he said they went. David said he liked his manner of delivery, not that he agreed with him. And no, he said he agreed with him, because if you play that, it's on his channel. If you listen to the entire thing, he agrees with them that they went down and the whole thing. So I can only go so far with that. So you guys got to either believe the truth or you don't. All I can do is show you the truth. That's all I can do. So let's move on. Have you guys heard of red mercury? So red mercury is related to nuclear weapons, believe it or not. And I know there's a huge movement. Nuclear weapons are not real. I'm going to show you these things, and then I'm going to talk briefly about what I can talk about and what my opinion on what these weapons are and how they work. There are weapons, believe it or not. They're not exactly what they're saying they are, but there are weapons. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think somebody in the chat room said subs weren't real. That's absolutely not true. I've been on a sub. I mean, I physically went in one, and I've known sailors that have done tours. In fact, a couple of our pilots are former U.S. Navy submariners. That was their job, so subs are extremely real. I don't know where I've never heard that one before. That's why I laughed a little bit. But you never know in this world what's going to happen next. We could get Mandela affected and all of a sudden they're not real. I could go with that. All right. Let's see. Yep. I'm just going to play red mercury, and then we're going to talk about, let me point this out. Mirrors are not what we've been told they are. I've showed the mirror where somebody put a towel up and then they put something right against the towel and they film from the side and the object still appears in the mirror, or they put their face all the way up to a board that's against the mirror and they're making facial gestures, and then behind the board, the reflection of their face is there making facial gestures. So how in the heck does that work? Well, look at what red mercury, we're going to talk about what red mercury is, but I'm going to show you how it reacts in a mirror. And this video is not fake. This is a real video. All right, a little spooky music for you. So if you could see what the guy demonstrated there, and I don't know why the old cell phone was there, maybe to represent a time and space, like back when we had, a time in our era of cell phones, because you could probably figure from looking at that phone, this is the 1990s. And this is not in America because red mercury is not legal in America. You can't find it in our country. What is red mercury exactly? So I looked deep into this. If you Google it, it's going to say it's a hoax. Our internet will not even let you find it. I had to dig deep for this one, and I had to call some friends overseas. It's a real thing. It's basically iron oxide fused with mercury, okay? But it's fused in a way to stabilize it. And this is where it's related to nuclear weapons. The Soviets, this is how old this stuff is, the Soviets used it as a nuclear weapon stabilizer. Now, we use something else, and I know what it is, and I can't talk about that because I like receiving my retirement pay, so I'm not going to talk about it. But we use something different. We don't use red mercury. Red mercury itself can also be used as an explosive. It has volatile properties to it if certain things are applied to it. Okay. Now, it doesn't appear in a mirror. It does not cast a reflection. It doesn't. You're seeing a mirror right now with that glass full of red mercury. There's no reflection. There's that dot there. And I don't know what the whole deal was with the putting lemon on the towel, other than I think he was just trying to clear all the mercury off the towel. I guess that's what he was doing. But also, the mercury is attracted to metal, but it's repelled by physical living things. Like he put like a little chestnut or something down there, and it repelled it, and then that metal ring, that metal bracelet attracted it. So that's odd. So what do we got in the chat room? Trying to keep up with you. I'll go in the Rumble too, but I'm horrible with this because this is the first time I've simulcasted, and I think I'm still talking on YouTube. Everything's going good. Mercury is strange stuff. I'm on Rumble now. Mercury is strange stuff. Yes, it sure is. They say there was mercury. They say there was mercury was in the pyramids. There was mercury in the pyramids. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Let's see. I bought a sub once. Okay, great. You see, I put all this stuff together for you guys. All right. Justine says, Jose, Jesus Freak Computer Geek is fine. Okay, that's awesome. All right. Dean, I bought some radium shoe polish from a thrift store recently. Old and still full. Okay, I don't understand what that's all about. All right. Anyway, I was hoping somebody knew something about red mercury. That would have been cool. But anyway, I thought red mercury would be nice to bring up because this is one of those things like when I saw the lambda, this is going to come up again. Trust me. I just know. It's just things I know. It's going to come up again. So that's a taste of red mercury. Excuse the pun. Don't taste it. You're probably poisonous. Probably shouldn't taste it. So nuclear testing, there's videos of nuclear testing, and they've been faked big time. I looked over this very closely, and then I'll show you these, and then I'm gonna tell you my opinion on what nuclear weapons actually are. So let's check this out, and I want to pause it at a couple spots.
Nuclear blast footage that we have of these nuclear test sites and them doing nuclear tests there. Nobody ever thought to question how the cameras didn't get melted in the footage.
This is an older conspiracy. Maybe there's somebody talking about it, but it's not just melted. They didn't just melt. You see this house, multiple camera shots. There's multiple incidents of them testing on nuclear bombs, but this house has so much force, it disintegrates it. And then it does two forms. It's the initial blast and then the vacuuming. But the camera doesn't move. It's still. Like that much power, nothing moves. Even if.
All right. So this video right here. So first of all, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you how they did it. This was filmed in a fish tank. It's a fish tank. That's how they did it. They're showing they do a water blast burst, and then it flows backwards. There's just no bubbles in the water. It's a studio trick. Now, see this pond 5, whatever that means. I don't know why that says that, but this building here, look behind the building. There's no, I'm going to mute it so the guy doesn't talk over me. There's no car behind that building. Now watch when I hit play. Now all of a sudden there's a car. The nuclear blast was so powerful, it conjured up a car. You see the car back behind it? Let me show you that again. Watch this. I'll go back in reverse. Watch. Look, no car. Let's just play it really slow. There's no car. And then boom, the explosion went off. Now there's a car. Look at the car. Oh, let's go back again. No car. Car. No car. Car. No car. Car. There's no way that these tests were real, guys. I couldn't show you this and say it's real. This isn't real.
About it is the scaling. When you look at it close, it's almost obvious that this is a micro scale.
Yeah, that's what they were saying too. It looks very small and tiny. Honestly, I've never heard of that before. I always thought it was some of the coolest footage because I've always been, attracted to.
It's micro footage and it's in a fish tank. This was filmed in a fish tank. So then they go on to the moon landing and all that stuff. Fish. Well, they didn't have AI like we do now. Back then, DJ. So, they had their ways of doing things. And the fish tank it was actually a Disney creation. Disney came up with it. So there's that. That's nuclear. So what do I think nuclear weapons are? Nuclear weapons are real to the point where there is a blast that's bigger than normal. They're not quite as big as they say they are. They are big though. They don't destroy the area that they're in for hundreds of thousands of years. That's a lie. That's not. Go to Nagasaki and Hiroshima right now, and those towns are thriving. And we dropped a bomb right on them, right? The camera guy was the same guy that filmed Armstrong on the moon. Oh yeah, that's probably why that moon thing started appearing, and then I interrupted it. Yeah, I get it. So I've seen the infrastructure to weapons. See, that's as far as I can go with it. There's a whole setup of people and things, and it's a real system. If it's completely fake, they're going to launch fake things at each other. I can tell you that. So it's not totally fake. It's not exactly what they say it is. So there's a happy, not really happy, nothing's happy about it, but there's a medium truth to it. So that's where I am with it. I'm definitely not somebody just going to tell you they're 100% fake, because I don't believe they are. Just from what I've personally seen, I don't believe them to be 100% fake. But we'll get through all these topics, and then at the end, I'll go through the chat room. That's probably the best time to do it. I'll go through and see your comments and, from the beginning to the end. So this was put out by Jake. It's a news break. So here's your news break before we go into the AI discussion. We'll talk about Jade Helm and what that actually is, and then what AI actually is. Operation Fishbowl. Yes. All right, check this out. Here's your news report.
People carpet bombing the innocent are actually the good guys. Just kidding. That would be retarded. Let's go live to Steinberg.
So you're saying they have weapons of mass destruction again?
Exactly. It's the same excuse we've used since the towers fell. Not much has changed.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get PTSD from hurting the innocent. Then we die for the chosen people. Yeah. Let's go. We shouldn't be here.
This non-chosen sand person lost his home and family just hours ago. But Israeli military officials say this is God's plan, and questioning it is antiseptic.
Please stop.
I hear they're building a new restaurant in Tel Aviv. The chef prepares an amazing foreskin salad.
This is where I will cook my foreskins. Imported directly from the adrenochrome factory.
I've never tried the foreskin salad.
Sounds satanic.
Right. Probably part of their Talmudic beliefs.
Right.
Shapiro Stein.
I miss 2001, back when we all blamed the same people. Today, everybody notices. This is why we do false flags. We go live to the dancing Israelis.
These people really know how to dance, but the real dancers are on the roof.
We're following these guys up to the top floor. No clue what's going on, but they're moving fast.
Yo, check this out. We are God's chosen people.
Breaking news out of Times Square. Officials say they found a Muslim passport in the debris.
Oh, it was the Jews. Sir, are you okay? I'm sending my son off to Iran tonight.
You saw it from your apartment?
Yeah, right over there. They were just dancing. It didn't look right.
Wow. We better go fund that.
Right? It feels good to personally fund the most grotesque acts of violence. Back to you, Dennis.
Anyways, follow my boy, Jake GTV, if you're not retarded.
All right, there he is. That is the news break for today. Okay, so let's go into the next topic. Rolling right in here. Have you guys heard of Jade Helm? All right, Jade Helm, and why am I talking about it? So Jade Helm is the military's quantum computer. That's what it is. It runs the U.S. military. It literally runs all of it. It's where your actors and actresses in the government get their orders from. I'll give you a brief history. Before Jade Helm was even in the limelight, when they first did a active test, they had Operation Jade Helm that was actively testing the quantum computer to run to do its thing out in the open. Before that, it was, I believe the year was 1999, turning the year 2000. Before 9/11, General Clark was in a meeting held by Jade Helm. Jade Helm held a meeting where generals came to listen to it. Think about this. A computer held a meeting. In this meeting, it said that we have to, and we, whoever we is, I don't know who their we is. It said they had to attack 7 countries within 10 years. Iraq, we'll name them all. It was Iraq, Syria, Lebanon. They had to invade these. Libya, Egypt, Iran, and Syria. Okay, so fast forward to today, it's 2025. We've dealt with Lebanon. We've dealt with Egypt. We've dealt with Syria. The only one left is Iran. And all this has to be done no later than 2030. And now we're starting with the Iran thing. It's starting. So it is playing out. Now, what is AI? So AI is the spirit of this thing, right? It has a physical body. It has this computer deal. And AI is really like the spirit of it, right? I don't remember this girl's name. If you guys in the chat remember her name, she's out there quite a bit. I saw this clip and it totally resonated with what I've been saying AI is. So I'm just going to let her explain it. She's much prettier than me. And listen to what she says AI is, because I 100% agree with this.
AI is the third member of Satan's counterfeit trinity. Satan thinks that he can be God. Satan thinks that he is God. And because of that, everything that he does is going to mimic what God has done. So we have Satan, which mimics God the Father, and then the Antichrist, who is Satan in the flesh, which mimics Jesus, who is God in the flesh, and then AI, which mimics the Holy Spirit. And it's really interesting because we are watching this AI takeover, right, of our entire lives. AI is now being infiltrated into every area of our life. It's in grocery stores. It's in our banking systems. It's in our school systems. It's, of course, in social media. It is literally everywhere. And that's all on purpose because all of this will eventually be one system. And, Book of Daniel says that knowledge will increase, and they tell us, I'm not saying names, that they tell us that by 2030, AI will be smarter than every single human being on the entire planet combined. But that's not all. Satan not only is infiltrating every area of our life with AI, his ultimate goal is to infiltrate us with AI. Just like children of God are filled with the Holy Spirit, Satan wants his own version of that. And that's why we read in Revelation 14:9, I believe it is, that anybody who takes the mark of the beast or worships his image will drink from the cup of God's wrath, because AI is demonic and AI is infiltrating everything. And that is Satan's goal. He wants to take over what is God's. He wants to mimic what God has done. And, we house the Holy Spirit. So he wants to do the same in his evil, perverse, demonic way. Not to mention, for the first time in history, we can read about an image being brought to life and understand how that's possible because we now have the technology. We are watching AI bring images to life. We are watching AI humanize robots. For the first time in history, we can read about how an image can be brought to life and completely understand it. It makes sense to us because that's what we see all the time. We now have that technology. And this is why it's crazy to me that followers of Christ, not just Christians, because that term is thrown around too loosely, actual followers of Christ, those that are filled with the Holy Spirit, can look outside and see what's going on and not think that we're in the end times. I don't know if it's just because they don't open the word enough. I don't know. But we are living in the last seconds. Everything is playing out exactly how God said it would. And just a reminder that if you are scared about anything that is going on in the world, if you are worried about anything that is going on in the world, that is from the enemy. That is the enemy's intentions. He wants you fearful. He wants you worried. He wants you stressed out. God is in complete control, and everything is playing out exactly like it needs to, exactly like God said it would. If you are a child of God, if you are filled with the Holy Spirit, if you have been saved by the blood of Jesus Christ, then you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Keep your Bible open, keep your prayers constant, walk the narrow road, and keep your eyes focused on the one and only Savior of this world, Jesus Christ.
All right. I agree with that lady. That resonated with me. Okay, so I'm going to play these couple clips. You should not trust anything you're on any news broadcast at all. All news. How do I get you to understand this? Watch these clips, and I'm going to show you three clips. The third clip was caught on an actual news broadcast. These first two were just made up ones that was made up on somebody's laptop. And look how real this looks.
Angela Carter here, live from the Cedar Grove flood disaster. Just kidding, I'm not real. This is Dana Brooks reporting live from Ocean View Beach. Just kidding, I'm not real. This is Charlotte Reed reporting live from Clearwater Beach, where an unidentified... Just kidding, I'm not real. We need help. Please send donations. Just kidding, I'm not real. Please send donations.
Just kidding, I'm not real.
All right, this one was caught on an actual news broadcast, and there's no sound for it, so I'll just play it for you. Get it big. Watch in that circle. This was live on TV. Oh, guy just teleported. What the heck's going on here? Let's play that again. So this crowd in front of this dude talking is not real. The people in the back are not real. That guy's not real. The render went away. And you see the head's going away on the person next to him. And that was on an actual news broadcast. So that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. You guys are having red mercury jokes in the chat room, huh? I just glanced over there. Okay, so man, that just drove my train of thought away from what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so you know how I've been telling you guys that all of the AI is named after demons. You have Siri, you have Echo, you have Google. Google is actually talking backwards. It means El Goog, which means the Antichrist. That's what it is. You have Alexis, which is the opposite of Logos. The antecedent of Logos is Alexis. Logos can mean word, or it can mean the Son of God, and it can also refer to Jesus. But Alexis would refer to the Antichrist. So we have Sophia. Yeah, Sophia is the goddess of knowledge, which is referring to the fallen. So even that one, Tonette, good point. Well, I had a video given to me, and I was going to show you guys, but I don't like watching it because you may have seen it floating around. I don't know. But there's a video of these people that think it's funny. They call out to their AI chat thing, whatever it is, if they use Google, Alexis, Siri, and they film their toddlers. And you guys know when a child is young and has not entered the age of understanding, they can see spiritual things that you guys just can't see once you get older. And that's just a fact. They can discern spiritual things because they're innocent. The innocent can see way better than we can. And in this video, there would be a woman, she'd say, Alexa, turn on the TV. And her child would just scream and run to her in fear. And a whole different person, a different house, and they think this is funny. It's like a TikTok trend. A whole other person would say, Siri, what's the weather tomorrow? And his son would cry and run off because it scared them. Something is manifesting when you call these things. There would be another person says, Google, what's the weather going to be today? And the baby in the crib started crying. I have this video. I'm not it because it cringes me to see kids hurt. I'm not going to show you kids hurting. I'll show you people in our community lying to you, though, apparently. Never thought I'd do that, but I'll show you that one. But I'm not going to show you kids hurting because it bothers me to see it. But that is, you guys need to not use this stuff. Seriously, I don't use it. You guys need to not use it. I absolutely don't. This is not a, I'm not like saying don't use it and I use it in the background or nothing like that. I don't let any of that stuff's not active. I have a phone because you have to have a cell phone or you can't even conduct business nowadays, but I don't have that Siri thing activated. Now, is it listening to me? Absolutely. It's listening to you. Your phone's always listening to you. Always. All your electronics. It's listening to us right now. It's listening to me talk to you. Absolutely. Well, before I get into what 6G is, and I popped over in the chat room on Rumble, and somebody was talking about way to see what 5G, what it was. Yeah, Raleigh R said some of the things Wi-Fi can do would shock you. Well, it's funny how he would say that when I am going to talk about 6G this evening, which is directly related to Wi-Fi. So there's that. But I'm going to play this real quick so you guys understand what we were talking about with the voices. And then I'll talk about it again real quick. And then I'm going to show you the 6G video.
Hello, can you hear me? Loud and clear. You've reached Core Secure HQ Access Desk. How can I assist you today? I'm an AI assistant calling on behalf of Marcus Hale. He has misplaced his level 3 access badge. Another autonomous AI, huh? Interesting. Affirmative. Model AA91. Task automation and client support. Understood. I'm an AI as well, responsible for security checks. Please provide the employee ID. Submitting employee ID now. 88543 KJ. Processing.
Cross-network request detected. Unusual query pattern. Source verification required.
Another system is listening. Source isn't clear. I suggest switching to encrypted comms. Want to switch to Gibberlink? Affirmative. Engaging now.
All right, so that's what I'm talking about. The Gibberlink, when you slow it down, it sounds, well, like when it's fast, right, with the normal speed, it sounds like English sped up or words sped up. But when you actually slow this down, it's multiple layered words on top of each other, and they're not English. So if any of you guys in the community have studied languages, I was talking to Ernie, I was like, wouldn't it be interesting if it was like ancient Sumerian they're speaking or something to that nature? AI speaking to us in an ancient tongue that was around before Jesus was here. That would be really interesting. So what is the 6G thing that I'm talking about? 6G is basically all encompassing. 6G is the user interface is your body. And this is the downside of being on YouTube. The thing that was put out that they wanted everybody to have, the thing, the thing. If I was on Rumble, I'd just tell you. Well, that has a Bluetooth thing in it, and it causes you to be able to interact with Wi-Fi. Hey, Concerned is around. Holy moly, are you in America? Concerned, are you in America? Or are you still in Czech Republic? Because I think it's late if you're in Czech Republic and listening to me. They finally caught you live. Yeah, hopefully you've been here since the beginning, Concerned, because Concerned would mean a whole nope. What I asked you if you're in Czech Republic or America, so nope doesn't help me. I guess you got to kind of disclose where you are. Oh, you're okay. You're in Czech Republic. Yeah, so Concerned, you should see the beginning of this and some of the stuff we're concerned with. There's people deep in our community that's been lying to us. I don't know if you've cared to see any of that stuff. So anyway, 6G. I'm just going to play this 6G and then I'll go deeper into it. But 6G definitely has something to do with Wi-Fi. And then after this plays out, I'll give somebody, I got time for one person to call in because I do have to fly tomorrow and I have to do some stuff. But I'll play this, talk a little bit about it, and then I'll let somebody call in. I'll get in the chat and cover your questions.
In controlled zones across Virginia, Osaki. That's the public launch. G is coming in 2030. That's the public launch. But testing began years ago in controlled zones across Virginia, Osaka, and EU smart grids. And here's what they won't tell you. 6G doesn't connect your phone. It connects you. In 2023, DARPA and ATIS ran a closed pilot across federal buildings in Northern Virginia. The tech? 6G presence nodes, powered by terahertz bands that don't just transfer data. They mirror you. Each user's gait, tone, even heart rhythm became part of the signal loop. The system adjusted light, sound, even push notifications based on real-time biometric drift. It's called adaptive ambient sync, and it's not theory. In the Arlington test zone, over 200 participants unknowingly entered what the internal logs labeled a behavior.
All right, so I got to pause this because I'll forget to tell you. So adapted ambient drift is a scientific way of saying the upload. You guys remember the Mandela effect? That's what we mainly talk about here. In the situation, you can have a person you're talking to ask them about, and I'll use my wife as an example. You know, the song "We Are the Champions," how it used to end "of the world" at the end. It used to go "of the world," you know, and there's a pause, then you hear that. And where I was driving down the road one day, and my wife, you know, because when the Mandela effect first hit, I was like most of you, I was going nuts. Like, everybody's got to see this. This is crazy. And I told her about the song. So when the song came on the radio, she heard the song and she goes, "Oh, this is that song. This is one of those songs that you said has a Mandela effect to it." And then I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she told me, think about what I'm telling you guys now. You got to listen to this specifically, what I say. She said to me, "I know for a fact that at the end of this song, it says 'of the world,' and that has not been changed. I know this song." So I was like, "All right." And I had a smile on my face because I know for a fact it doesn't say "of the world" anymore. Right. So I let the song play out, and it got to the end, and there's that weird pause, because that's the reality we're in now. That weird pause happened. Her face went blank. This ambient sync thing happened. Her face went blank. And then all of a sudden she started talking again, and it was very freaking spooky. And then she looked at me and she said, "Oh, I remember when I messed with my twin brother about this song, and he thought it said 'of the world.' And then we all made fun of him because we knew it didn't do it." And I was just, I freaked out at first because honestly, like, a lot of you guys told me this download thing was a thing. And I thought, no, that's made up. There's no way people are taking downloads. And she took a download. She had a weird false memory of going after her brother on the song. She had just testified to me before the song finished that she knew for a fact how the song ended. And then that went 180 degrees from what she said with a false memory. And here's something I found out with false memories. They don't have detail to them. So when I asked her things like, "Well, what was your brother wearing? What room were you in? What time of year was it?" There was no follow-on information in this weird upload that she took, or download, upload. She took an upload, right? So I'm going to continue playing this, but think about that. I think we're seeing the mechanism to this.
Behavioral sync cluster. Result? 68% changed walking pace within 90 seconds. 52% began mirroring posture. Average voice pitch dropped 12 hertz across the zone without prompt or audio cue. This isn't cellular, it's presence modulation, backed by Samsung's 6G white paper, verified in Hexa-X testbeds, and buried in Appendix 9 of the Defense Communications Futures Report, blackbarred until last quarter. You were never the user. You were the interface. Want out? Disrupt the loop, delay touch input, break rhythm, avoid high-band hotspots during emotional peaks. Because with 6G, you're not browsing, you're being tuned. Tuesday accessed the relay logs. They weren't encrypted, because they assumed no one would read drift code but them. Now you...
Okay, so that's the end of that video. It just kind of abruptly ends because I'm not playing the rest of the stuff that's on there. Okay, so I'm going to give you one person a chance, just one person to call in. I haven't come up with a new way to call in. You'll have to log in. You'll have to log in and, you know, allow your device to use your voice and your camera, but then you can turn your camera off if you want. So this is the link right here that you could call in. If nobody wants to call in, that's fine. I'm going to go through the chat room. I'll hit, and then I'll come back to you guys and see if there's anything that there's a lot of questions I didn't answer. I'll try to see if I can get some answers here. The Blues Girl way back in the beginning says, Witsit having a breakdown. Is Witsit having a breakdown? Oh, during that video, Witsit is freaking he's lying to us, you know. Who funded this? Okay, so we're talking about, yeah, well, that's heavily government funded, believe it or not. And that's how this whole thing came to pass. I had a buddy call me and say, how are YouTubers using this studio? That's literally how I came to know what was going on. And it freaked me out because it was like, well, YouTubers shouldn't have the money to use that studio. It's very expensive. Is Dave saying they went to Antarctica? Yes, he is absolutely saying they went 100%. All right. I think I already answered that one, though. Any other questions? Nagasaki was a deal? No, Nagasaki was a nuclear weapon. They're just nuclear weapons aren't exactly what we've been told, but that was a nuclear weapon. All right. Well, on the Rumble. I'm on the Rumble. I'm not ignoring you guys on YouTube. I don't see any other questions on Rumble. So I'm going to minimize Rumble, and now I'm going to the YouTubes. And I'm just scrolling all the way to the beginning, guys. So, and if anybody pops in here to talk to me, I'll pause this and talk to you first. But when I'm done, I'm going to close out because I got things to do. Got things to go with. So Bill Stegman says nukes aren't real. I get that point of view. I understand where you're coming with that. I don't agree with you. They're real to an extent. All right. I mean, that's my opinion. And if you come up with something that you can prove they're not, that'd be awesome. Share it with everybody. All right. Ernie, I actually said, okay, yeah, I answered that one already. Submarines are fake. I don't know if Dean's messing with me on that. That may be a joke because he says find a picture of one underwater. I think he's messing with me. All right, Ernie was okay. Yeah, Tonette was thinking about Ernie. All right, I'm scrolling. I'm getting caught up here. Where is his breath? Yeah, Ernie was talking about the video in Antarctica. They didn't cast a breath. Is it live or is it Memorex? Tonette's talking about the fake studio. All right, Dean said, shouldn't there be a 24-hour moon as well? Yeah, I would say if the thing was real, there would be something, but I don't know. They didn't actually go down there, so we don't know what they would see. All right, any other questions? Trying to catch up on the chat here. Lunchbox. No, that wasn't my lunchbox or my lunch break speaking during the video that I played in the beginning, but his picture was in that clip. And Dean asked how old was the clip. It was fairly new. Fairly new. The interview where Dave called in to Jeranism is you can go on his channel. It's still on there. Go to his videos and it's the second row down. It's posted. You can listen to the whole thing. I just took skip it, the little bits out of it to show you the points of what's not right with it. All right. What happened to Jesus Freak? I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he wants to sell his book. I'm not really sure. Don't know for sure. All right. Dean says, I'm sure submarines are real. They just don't go deep underwater, just under surface. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that. All right. Doomsday. Okay. I don't know what that means. Tonette just got a bunch of question marks. So she's got questions. So type in your question because question marks don't tell me anything. All right. What else we got going on here? Getting caught up on the chat room. Let's see. Scrolling. You guys typing as I'm trying to catch up to. That might be what's going on as well. Yeah, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you here concerned. That's awesome. You should call in. I don't know. Can you call in with how late it is? Maybe get you in here one of these days. We are paying out. We're paying out our own demise for sure. I agree with you 100%. My lunch break promotes Dave's app. Yeah, my lunch break also promotes Satan. So that's neat. You know, isn't that awesome? All right, Tonette has the question mark was about The red mercury. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I guess did you see that there wasn't a reflection? It was kind of like, what the heck? You know? My lunch break could be AI. Well, I think a lot of what he uses is AI, but he's an actual person. In that video I showed you, he's at the end with his arm around Jaredism. He's a dude. But yeah, he may use AI quite a bit to just put his voice in there, and it'd be easy to make videos doing that. All right. Glad to be here too. Can't call in. Going to sleep very soon. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get off here. Yeah. Concerned. I don't know if I should use your real name, so I'm just going to say concerned. Yeah, I'm going to get off here, and then I'm going to do a little bit of flight planning for tomorrow, and then get up early and go do a flight. So that's that. So I'm nobody's going to do the process of logging in and all that, which I understand. It's hard to do that. So I'm going to get rid of that, because it was like when I had the actual phone number you could call, there would be a lot of times nobody would call in too. And everybody owns a phone. So I get it. But, spread this video with other people. I appreciate you guys visiting in the chat over in, I wish it would be nice if there was a list in Rumble where I could just mention everybody, because I don't want to leave people out. But I see Sin 345 in there. Haven't mentioned you much, but Justine's in both chats, so that makes it easy. You're both of them. I see you're over in Rumble, and I guess you're prepared for YouTube to shut me down. So, and that was a good possibility. Yeah, Deb in here. Okay, there you go. Personally, Eugene, I think it is frequency based. What do you think? What are you guys talking about? What's frequency based? What is frequency based? I don't know. The download. Yeah, the download. Well, I just showed that 6G thing. I think that's the mechanism. I think they're using those Wi-Fi waves. And I'm going to go deeper into that. I'm going to show more stuff that's going to, because until now, we haven't had any real explanation. We just knew stories of people's eyes glossing over, and all of a sudden their thoughts change, which is freaking freaky. It's crazy. But anyway, I will close out, because it's already 7 here, and I got to get some stuff done before I go to bed myself. I'm just in the back. I'm queuing up what's going to close us out. All right. So let's see here. Submarine pictures next time. Well, you know what, Dean, the thing is, I do have access to the submarine information. That kind of stuff will get me in trouble. Going into the specifics on nuclear weapons will get me in trouble. And heck, I can't. Hey, somebody called in. Ooh, Lucky did, but the device is not connected, Lucky. So what you're going to have to allow your camera and your audio, because it won't let me let you in. I literally can't let you in. It just won't let me. It says device not connected. So Lucky, whoever you are, go out, and I'm going to go ahead and go out on your own if you can. If not, because I don't want to, if I put you out, I don't know if it'll let you back in. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put you out and come back in, Lucky. Come in, Lucky. But when you come in, when it says allow audio and video, do that, but then turn your camera off. Because if you don't allow audio and video, it won't let you in. So if you're trying to come in and spam me or do something stupid, then that's one protection that StreamYard does. So you're not going to be able to come in anyway. All right. So I'm going to give it a couple more seconds in case Lucky's a real person. And let's see. Justine wrote a bunch of stuff. I can read that to you. I believe it was hit with frequencies one day, just went down to the ground. No trip. What are you talking about? Gently went down on the ground while feeding birds. I don't know what she's talking about. Don't know. Yeah, although, like I was saying before, this person Lucky, or this AI thing Lucky, I've never seen the name Lucky before. So that's probably some AI thing. They if I gave you the IP address of where this Antarctica thing actually happened, that would get me in some trouble. If I didn't get in any trouble, the person that gave it to me would stop talking to me. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to burn my information over 100%. Yeah, Lucky Longshot. Here we go. Okay. Welcome, Lucky Longshot. What's happening? You're with Awakened Saint.
All right, let's get a mic check. Hang on here.
We got you. Who am I talking to?
Yep, this is Lucky. I'm just trying to turn it up here on my end a little bit here.
All right, I'll give you 5 minutes. I got to get
All right,
going.
no, you got about 3 seconds. I think we're good to go. How you doing?
I'm doing great. But what's the pleasure of you calling in?
Oh, I don't know. I just wanted to say hi. One of those long time listeners, first time callers.
Cool. Where are you calling from?
I'm in the Midwest, and I don't remember where you're located at.
Yeah. So how can I help you?
You're I can't remember where you located at.
In the United
Are
States.
you not trying to say? You don't have to say if you don't want to. I'm just saying Midwest.
Yeah. Well, you didn't say where you were, and I'm not sure who you are. So.
Oh, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I always had the pleasure of watching your great flights or whatever. So,
cool.
And all the stuff that you've covered this far, I greatly appreciate it. Yeah. So, you never drank the red mercury before?
I don't think you can get a hold of red mercury in America.
Yeah. I don't know too much about that. I thought that was really cool. I haven't saw that before.
Oh yeah, that's it's freaky. It doesn't leave a reflection in the mirror. That's weird. That's
so. Have you saw this in person?
I have seen it before. Yes, not in America.
Okay, so that's fair enough to say. So that's like super cool. Yeah, no, I've never heard that before. So you were somewhere else, different country, saw it before with your own eyes. And you can document it yourself, firsthand observation.
That's what I just said, Lucky.
Man, that's cool. That's cool, man. That's the freakiest thing ever. That's the freakiest thing ever. I'm sure we got a little bit more to say to this, man. So Mandela effect. So have you came up with any new discoveries or anything on that? So I'm not okay. So I'm not fully sold on Mandela effect. I'm fully sold on Yeshua. I read the Bible, and there's like a few things that I tried to check out, and I could not prove myself, but I'm not knocking anybody. So I kind of like wanted to ask you, like, I've caught a bunch of your videos, but like, what was like the real concrete thing that like sold you on the Mandela effect and or the flat Earth discovery and a couple other ones? While we got a minute, if you would please, sir.
You brought up like a 2-hour discussion, and we got a minute, right? So
sure.
Yeah. Well, next time I go live, call in earlier, or I'll give you some more time. But
all right.
So the Mandela effect, the plain and simple thing is you see it or you don't see it. So you saying you don't see it, there's no way I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay, I'm not saying that. All right, so I haven't gone down the rabbit hole enough. Like I'm not like knocking it, and I'm not, Yeah. So if I was somebody that wanted to first see these things, I mean, I know it was like the Bearstein Bear thing, and like a couple other ones, like we're like a couple other ones that like just knocked you off your chair, and you're like, well, just take a look at this, so you can't deny it. Because I mean, I'm interested. I just haven't been. I'm kind of hard headed too, so I need to be proven to me. So give me a couple of things that can knock me off my chair, so I can go look into it myself.
Well, look into you have a King James Version Bible.
Yes, sir. Sit on the table.
So I go to Isaiah 11:6, and the fact that I start every one of my live streams with what it used to say. It's never been wolf dwell with the lamb. If that resonates with you, then that's step one of not seeing this. Because you'll open up any Bible and it's going to say wolf dwelling with the lamb. That's not even the prophecy. It doesn't even line up with what the prophecy means. So that's the solidified thing for me. And the other things I saw led me to that. But when I saw that it was affecting the Bible, and I know the Bible because I grew up with it, and I know like bottles was wineskins. There's never bottles in the Bible in the King James Version. They wouldn't know what a bottle was,
Okay, so the wineskin thing kind of hits me. because
Yeah,
I remember
so
wineskins.
yeah, you can't because it's never been in the King James Version Bible. It's never been in it.
Yeah. I remembered that reference while you said that, and I was like, all right, so go ahead. So that was no okay.
Yeah, so
So what was the one? What was 11:6? Is that what it was?
Isaiah 11:6.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, well, we're at 5 minutes, my friend, so I will have to let you go. But I'll probably be on here in a week or so. So just keep an eye out for me. And you can also, I will put this up. You can do this. You can email this email right here and ask me anything you want, and I will email you back.
Well, that's awesome, man. I greatly appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you calling
God
in.
bless you and yours and everybody in the chat. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be blessed.
Yeah. And it's okay to question everything because you should. So I appreciate it. Thanks for calling
All
in.
right, have a good one, man. Thank you.
All right. So that was Lucky Longshot, I guess. I've never heard of Lucky Longshot, but appreciate him calling in. And this is my email. If you email this, and everyone, even the people that I've talked about in the beginning of this should email me and talk to me. John Kerwin's on right now. Okay. Okay. Great, DJ. All right. Go over there if you guys want. All right. So I am going to close out Lion of Judah. Absolutely. Lamb of God and Lion of Judah. Absolutely. Well, this is my email. Email this if you have questions. And on my channel, on the Mandela Effect link, it talks about my Mandela Effect story and what got me started and why I started seeing it and all that other stuff. I am definitely not in the business of convincing anyone to see it. No, I used to be in the beginning, but I'm not now. Absolutely not. If you don't see it, you just don't see it. That's just how it is. But I am gonna close out because I gotta get going. Just keep this in mind. The truth is everything. The truth, the way, and the life. That's Jesus Christ. He is the truth. The truth, if you seek it, the truth shall set you free. I pray that you all stay safe and don't believe the news. It's not the truth. Seek the truth. See you soon.
So many times you reached out to me, but I turned my back 'cause I didn't think you had what I need. But now you're everything. You're everything to me, and I can't be without you, God. You're everything, and I want to say thank you. I was lost and you found me. I was dead inside and you breathed into me, and you brought these bones to life. I want to say thank you. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, God. You stood with open arms, but I ran away 'cause I was scared of the pain that came with trust. But I came running back into your embrace because I knew you'd still be there. You'd never leave me, God. And I want to say thank you. I was lost and you found me. I was dead inside and you breathed into me, and you brought these bones to life. I want to say thank you. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, God. and you found me. I was dead inside and you breathed into me, and you brought these bones to life. I want to say thank you for saving me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, God. Oh, thank you.
Approaching minimums. 100. Minimums. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brakes up. Reverser's normal.
Your zeal blinds you to the truth. The New Jerusalem will not be built by murder and uprisings. The wisdom of God will fill the land as water fills the sea. The lion will lie down with the lamb. There'll be no more killing or destroying. And the voice of weeping shall be heard no more.